to get that to stream FF, but in the meantime, just so I can get some more story progression in, here we are, we're doing the hopeful other half of the available FF14 Shadowbringers level 70 class or story quests. So I've got Rain in my ear. I'm going to be working with him again. And we'll get some more story progression and first time reactions. So, invite to party Sandra. And we are ready to go. Double check retainers. Got a couple minutes left, but oh well. And out we go. So, did you want to just focus on story stuff first, and then see what we can do with a side quest later? Alright. What up, Kiara? Well, we're still having issues with stream, so, but OBS doesn't want to work properly now with FF, so. But in the meantime, I'm using my old setup to stream new story content, so. Alright, and we're just kind of doing it on our own. So far, Seb's given me a few tips with, we should try and do fates, because doing a certain amount of fates can actually up your mount speed and everything. We'll see. Right now we're basically just for stream purposes focusing on story, and then we'll probably do side quest stuff and other things on non-stream time. So, okay, so purchase of fruit is the quest run, and that was that Amarang, so. I'll let you ride this teleport. I'd love to lay out a welcome meal, but the duties I put off when I went to the market are still waiting for me. There are 101 things that need doing. I'm sorry, but would you mind waiting here with Alizé? What? And twiddle our thumbs while you work yourself to death? Surely there's something we can help you with. I could do with a hand, it's true. Thank you. You can start by helping me sort out the larder, Alizé. While we do that, could you attend to a few patients? Perhaps there are 3 in particular I'm meant to visit. It's just a matter of saying a few words to them and seeing that their skin isn't caked in sand. Their names are Pawnil, Todin, and Halric. They may not be much in the way of response, but I promise they'll be pleased to meet someone new. Thank you. Todd glances up at you blankly, but you notice the tension in his face ease slightly. And Halric. Remains utterly still as you wipe the sand from his cheek. The texture of his skin has hardened into something akin to plaster. You seen to the patients, how were they? Good, that's good. I knew they would enjoy meeting you. I'm concerned about Howard, though. I'll have to speak with the other carriers, but I think his time may be near. We shall leave you to have that discussion, then. I was going to take Strive down more to see if you have any errands that need doing. Well, I suppose there is one thing. Would you pick up a nectarine from the markets, please? Kassar's caravan just passed through, so Ron should have some fresh fruit. Come on then, Strive. There's something I want you to see right after we stop at Ron's stall, of course. Wipe and John and get some of that kick-ass music on the way there. I love this music. I'll take that fireball. Yeah, Seb was stupid happy to see both me and Mike here. Admittedly, we could just probably teleport there to save time, but I want to enjoy this a little. Huh? He's just not going to show his chocobo in my party. So I know who my viewer is. Hi, Kiara. I know. We were loving, even though it's a desert, it's like Ul'dah but better. I'll summon him back here in a little bit. It's so funny if Mike's sitting there like, oh my god, look at all the fucking XP my chocobo's getting. It's kind of a shame your chocobo's maxed out. He's missing out on all this glorious XP. I can't because my chocobo's maxed out. Back again, alright? Need another taste of Ron's wares? Actually, we're looking to buy a nectarine. Do you have any in stock? Oh, yes, nectarines, peaches, grapes, fresh and juicy. Given how richly you cracked your coin purse with me, I might still owe you food. Here, take this one free of charge. Gods, I've never seen a moored merchant give away something for nothing before. How much coin did you spend here? Meow. I got a new phone today, so I may need to adjust my Discord settings. Because I'm actually on the phone. Is that better out of dumb curiosity? How about now? I guess not. No, you might want to see if turning my volume up actually works. Alright, we're gonna do this then. Oh yes, I'll take a jar of honeyed worms as well. Oh no, they're not for me. It's a offering of sorts. Well, Seb says that the side quests seem to work out pretty well if you use them right. Only the best wrigglers for you. Come again, my friends. Well, I'm still probably going to use them considering I'm leveling all the classes, so... So anything I can use to possibly at least limit the amount of times I have to run a dungeon. Alright, that's our shopping chores taken care of. Let's head up past the Aetheryte to the main tower. The view I want to show you can only be seen from its very top. Here are your precious worms. That buys us a trip to the top of the tower, does it not? Glazed Wigglers, you actually brought them. I really shouldn't let you, but just this once, alright? Only once. Never fails, shall we? Oh, we're gonna get a great view, Mike. I just know it. Watch this only be an area you can access via cutscene.
Over there, where the wall is broken. Do you see what lies beyond? That's what the land became after the light flooded in. An empty white nothingness. Life cannot exist in such conditions.
Oh, you should have heard us last night. We did the first part of this, and when we got to Lakeland, it was like, oh my god! The trees, man! The fucking trees! I can hear myself twice. Oh, again, we were loving it when we got Alizé's introduction again.
You bought. It's Halric's favorite fruit.
Just watching her like glance down, it's like, it can't be. It's like, there she is!
Most of the patients, Halric included, survived the attacks of powerful eaters. But their fate was sealed all the same. The monster's corruption has entered their bodies. And
Seb has warned us that there are a lot of moments that kick us right in the feels. Like, I had one so far when we were getting there, and you saw that little shard with a Hoshin font on it.
The twisted state of the world itself just makes matters worse. Under normal circumstances, a person's ether naturally tends to equilibrium. But for these poor souls, the opposite is true.
That is a weird way, like I'm used to pronouncing it equilibrium, but hearing her pronounce it as equilibrium.
Sooner or later, every single one of them will turn.
I swear to God, the way, Telsi, or Telsine?
And the patients,
Tesling.
they all know this. They know what has to be done before the change goes too far, before the eater within takes over.
Just hearing Tesline talk about how badly Azale was talking about us, it almost makes it seem like Alizé was crushing.
The preferred method is mixing poison into their favorite food. In my time here, I've borne witness to a lot of last meals.
Oh, hold on.
She totally is. You know, she has a constant character.
So if you're playing as a dude, it's cool, but if you're playing as a chick, she's got lesbian tendencies. Awesome.
I feel just as helpless as before. No matter how hard I fight, it's never enough. But it's a war I mean to wage, nonetheless. Speaking of wars, do you remember how I made you promise not to leave me and then promptly collapsed? Well, let's just say I had a few choice words for the Exarch concerning the timing of his summons. But even if the fault lay with someone else, I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd abandon you on the battlefield. So I swore that I'd make up for my absence there by making a difference here. And that's what keeps me moving forward, even when things seem hopeless.
Yeah, as much as I liked Alphino, Alizé is strongly becoming my favorite twin.
I like them both.
On which note, it's time we headed back. The longer we keep Tesline waiting, the harder this will be for her.
Kiara can hear you and he's yelling at you to get in call.
But I'm using that.
Dude, I've got 2 different headsets on. What's your excuse?
I don't have another headset.
I got a pair of headphones from my phone that you can use if you want. Just plug it into your laptop and slip it into your ear.
Yeah, I could do that.
I'm glad I was able to show you that when it comes to understanding the catastrophe which befell the Furs. One glimpse of that empty wasteland beyond the wall is worth more than an hour of Urian J's lecturing. And I needed you to know beyond a doubt that Tesline has no other choice. The nectarine will be a kindness. It isn't just the threat posed to others. When a person becomes an eater, the pain appears to be excruciating. The Karas are truly fond of their wars and would spare them that suffering. It is their way of fighting back against a fate worse than death. Yeah, if you say so. It's nice to see a kobold that can talk. Oh wait, no, sorry, they're not kobolds. Hey, he started it. This is one very confused tortoise. You're so happy to kick the crap out of a tortoise. Yeah, okay, I'll grant you that one. You know what? Just because I can, fuck you! I haven't had a chance to toy with that yet. Sev has already got his pally to 80, and he's got the class gear for it. Was it good? I'm not asking you to tell me what the end was, I'm just asking you, was it good for you? Alright. That's all I care about. As long as you're happy with it and you don't have anything to like cuss and moan about. You're back. I hope you had a nice time. Did you manage to find a nectarine? Thank you. Alizé has explained why I wanted this Hashia. I can see it in your eyes. But we may not need it just yet. I spoke with the others and we've decided to keep an eye on Halric for now. Thanks to you, though, if his time does come suddenly, we'll be ready to send him on his way with a taste of happier days. That is still just very disheartening. I didn't read a lot of the patch notes. Like, I read Well, nothing is going to happen for a little while yet, so let's see if we can't lighten the mood. We don't want our gloomy faces worrying the patients. I think it's time for the welcome meal. Don't you take a seat and I'll make us a nice stew.
Speak up if you'd like another helping. I made a little bit more than usual today.
And you've added something special to the broth, if I'm not mistaken.
Aye, well, it's not often we have visitors from the Crystarian, so I may have thrown in a few extra bits and bobs.
You needn't have gone to the trouble, or I'll have another bowl then. If I'm in Strife's mentality, he would definitely say you need not have gone to the trouble. If I'm playing one of my other alts, getting in their mind space, a lot of them probably say another bowl, please.
Oh, it's It's nothing, really. And we do so rarely have guests.
Oh, I can imagine that Lene is
In
going
a
to be
place
along
like
the
this,
lines
you
of,
learn
yes,
to take
please.
what moments of happiness you can get.
Oh, Sev got more hairstyles.
I remember when I first came here with my mother. She was showing the early signs. I knew there was no way to save her, but I just couldn't face what needed to be done. That's the way of it for most people. Why they travel for moms to stay here. Beaten, broken souls come to wait out the inevitable, to receive the mercy of a painless death.
Yeah, I actually
When my
customized
mother
and put
finally
glamours
left
on
this
all of
world,
my
I was
classes.
mad
It
with
just
grief,
sucks because of the glamour plates. I
but
can't
also
put them
thankful
on
that her
here. I have to
passing
go to
was
a
a peaceful
town.
one.
I wish that's one thing they would have fixed at least.
It's never easy, ending a life you've cared for, even when you believe they go on to a better place. I often find myself wishing the Warrior of Darkness would come and do that part for me.
The Warrior of Darkness?
You've never heard the tale? I'm not sure where it began, but every child in Norvrand could tell you a version of it.
So we get to hear their
Warrior
legend a
of
little bit.
Darkness, servant of death, take care of our souls at our dying breath. Let sinners and eaters of sin go with thee, that all may return to the sunless sea. Well, that's the version I was taught anyway. It's just an old bedtime story. He's certainly never deigned to visit us here.
Which is a good thing, surely. He sounds rather ominous.
Do you think so? I always liked the idea that he treated every soul the same, even the Sin Eaters.
They're coming.
Desleen! Have you seen Halric? I swear, I only took my eyes off him for a moment.
Uh-oh. That doesn't bode well. Strive, Alizé, we've got to look for Halric. I don't know what's gotten into him, but if he's wandering out there alone, we'll assign search areas and split up. Any idea where he might headed? No, he's never done anything like this before, but it can't be a coincidence that the other patients are suddenly so agitated they can sense something. In any case, let's keep the search close to the inn. Halric isn't very sure on his feet, so he wouldn't have gone very far. I'll search the east side. Please, Halric, please be alright. I'll cover the north and west, then you take everything from here to the south. Of course we're gonna find him, though. So we went over here. Gunbreaker up. We're doing all the level 70 MSQs, then we're gonna focus on side quests and grinding to 71. See, I've come to find that I like Gunbreaker because even though it's a tank, it feels very DPS-ious. I see no sign of Howard. Maybe he went further west. Oh yeah, that's right. Now we're kind of heading in that direction. Oh, Aether Current. We're trying to keep an eye out for Aether Currents while we're running around. Scan tracks and etc. How suddenly find yourself under attack. Jeez, you guys must have a death wish. Bring it on, boys. I can go all day. Hope not. Sand sucker. Bye-bye. The little chocobo that could. After all those freaking Gilsha greens you used, he finally disappears.
Any sign of him? No luck then. But he surely can't have gone far. We should keep looking. The Sin Eaters are out in force, and if we don't find him soon, you can be sure they will. Did you see the size of that thing? It must be one of the nasty ones. Wherever it's going, it can only mean trouble.
It looks like one of the things that we were fighting in the trailer.
There it is!
On guard, yes.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Halric! We have to run!
Oh no!
Tesling! No!
We all deserve happiness, wherever we can find it. The time left to you is precious. No one should die in pain. Mother, I...
That is some weird, like, Resident Evil vibe going on right there. That was harsh, man. Wow, man. Wow, man. That was just fucking... That was harsh. I'm sorry, Strife. I tried to tell the carriers what happened, but I can't be the shoulder they lean on, not like this. No, not him. It's just so unfair. Tesseline was always so cheery with the patients, telling them not to be scared, that there wouldn't be any pain of all the people in the world to suffer such a fate. I imagine you're just as shocked as the rest of us, so I appreciate what you're doing here. Me, I don't have the words. Without a body, we can't even give her a proper burial, and she cared about that sort of thing, about giving people the chance to say their goodbyes. Ah, man. Alric is as unresponsive as ever. He stands motionless, staring up into the sky where the Sin Eaters made their escape. Wow, man. Just fucking wow. Like, that wasn't a kick in the feels for me, but damn, that was kind of dark right from the get-go. Like, I didn't have the chance to get as, like, attached to her as like I did Hashinfont or Yazel. Even Suyu. But damn, that was harsh right off the fucking bat like that. Just wow. That's and I think I honestly think the darkest they truly got was Hoshenfon's death. Jose is lost in grave. Thank you. What you're doing, it means a lot to them, to me. Sorry to interrupt. We realized we hadn't thanked you for rescuing Halric. You weren't hurt at all, were you? Hurt? There wasn't even a fight. It was too late, too slow, and I thought I could protect you. Can't blame yourself for things beyond your control. You brought Halric back safe and sound, and no one could have done any more. I'm sorry, but I've come to a decision. I won't be continuing in my role here. I hope you will forgive me for leaving you, and that you will delay Halric's last meal for as long as you possibly can. Not until it's too late, of course. Just give him what time you can. We always do. Of course, she would have done the same. Farewell, Halric. Keep Tesseline's words close to your heart. Wait, you're leaving this very moment? I understand how you must feel, but surely this is a bit hasty. Do you even have anywhere to go? I have a destination in mind, yes, and a purpose. That is damned light, building without cease, is the reason we can't save those corrupted by the Eaters. But what if we corrected the balance, even if we were only a little by little? Even if it took years, it would surely make things better. Now hold on there. Everyone knows there's too much light, but how could you ever hope to get rid of it? You'd have to change the whole world. That's right. We should return to the Crystarium. I may not be able to repel the Eaters on my own, but I can still use the skills I have gained here to hurt them. So it looks like we're pretty much at nearing the end of Alizé's, the search for Alizé. I got to play with drill. I got to play with it. Yeah, why not? I'm still playing around with the classes that they're reworking them, so I'm still learning like all the changes they made. Speaking of good contenders. You look like a giant piece of broccoli, dude. I thought I was overheated, but apparently not. Forgive me, Strife, I couldn't stay there a moment longer, but I was serious about what I said. While the men and women at the inn battle against this blight and with kindness, I must fight it in my own way, with steel. For me, it was a sword in the darkness, to my bronze sword in the light. Gods above, it feels like an age ago now. Miss Alizé, is there anything I can get you? You're swift as armor. I need to return the Crystarium immediately. As you wish. Remind me to wear goggles if we ever fly over Amaring again. I've barely gotten the sand out of my eyes. But the wind did help clear my head at least. I think I'm ready to meet with the Exarch. We need to talk about how we're going to wipe the Sin Eaters out, shall we? Oh yeah, I'm loving it. Oh, I turned 2 of my characters into a Hrothgar and a Vera. You have business with the Chris Axe, I have to say the word and I would happy to escort you to the ocular. And I didn't do too bad a job though, because even Mike was just like, they don't look bad. Better than I was expecting. Thank you for seeking me out, Strife. It means a lot to have you there at my side. I was tempted to set off again the moment we had decided upon a direction, but we have to still visit Alpha now, haven't you? And if I know my brother, he'll be at the cusp of discovering something vital to our success if he hasn't already. I'm content to stay here and consider our options for the time being, but don't keep me waiting too long, eh? Yay! Oh, that was great though. I'm sorry. I don't think Alphino's appearance is gonna be able to top out Alizé's. Honestly, the only way he's gonna be able to top that is just because, given the way he was raised, I want to see him like working as like a waiter or something, serving the rich and the famous. Your tea, sir. You will visit Alphino, Courcelette. As I mentioned, your destination is an island off to the west coast, so you will need a mount capable of making the journey. Here's a letter of introduction presented to Samton Jamal, the master of beasts at Timos Rookery, and he will take care of you. When you see Alphino, be sure to pass on my warmest regards. Oh yeah, it was fun checking this place out last night. There were a couple different times where you could both hear me and Mike being like, "Focus!" Your face is unknown to me. What business have you at my rookery? Signed by the excerpt, no less. Yes, I can provide you with a moral passage to Kulusia. I will pick you up out our friendly as well. I was expecting a chocobo. Chocobo? Do you hail from one of Norrund's more isolated settlements, perchance? I hear there are a few places where they ride little else. But here in the Crystarium, mounts like that gray fellow there are far more commonly used. Seeing as you are plainly unaccustomed to riding Mara, I think it best I accompany you on this flight myself. Any unworthy of the name could do it, of course, but the Exarch said to me. Ensuring your arrive safely is my responsibility. Gather your things and meet me at the Amaron launch. One of the junior tamers will attend to you while I ready the mounts. Thud? That's what it sounded like to me. We're trying, give us a break. But still, it is progression. You want to fly in tomorrow to the cruise? Well, I suppose the Master Jamal is going with you. Wait here, please. The Master should be along with Mount shortly. You can now travel to Kulusia, speak with the aspiring Amaro tamer to fly to the island. Prepare for possible sightgasm.
The whistling breeze, mute. The pounding surf, frozen. Time itself takes a breath. At light's edge, all is perfectly still. The world captured in a painting, locked in a moment. Music, faint and fleeting, drifts coastward on the lifeless air. And in the distance, beyond the broken earth, a city beckons.
We arrived. This is the cracked shell beach on the eastern coast of Kalusia, and you should be safe here for the present. Compared to the mainland, Sin Eater attacks are far less prevalent, and the native beasts are not any more dangerous than elsewhere. It is the people you should be wary of. Spy you that city in the distance? That is Ulmor, the island's main settlement. It rivals the Crystarium in scale and was once an ally in our battle against the abominations. For years, the Ilmorian elite have fancied themselves the masters of what remains of our broken world. They have gone as far as to offer the leaders of other settlements their protection if we bend the knee. But to say their ideals are questionable would be putting it mildly. The Crystarium is one among many who resist their heavy-handed authority, and while we are not at war, our relationship with Ulmor is strained at best. It may be wise to conceal your ties with the Exarch during your stay here, especially in the vicinity of the city. I am glad we understand each other now. The Exarch has instructed me to divulge a secret that should make finding your friend a good deal easier. Listen closely. End of quest! No, I don't. Not for this one! If you head south along the coast, you will eventually come to a fisherman's shack. A friend of the Crystarium lives there, a man who goes by the name Ivor. Ivor keeps an eye on everything that happens in Kalusia and will be able to point you in the right direction. Just hand him a spring of time and he will let him know that you can be trusted. Here, this should be enough. Find your friend and we'll stay here with the Amara until you are ready to return. Getting my ninja on, bitch! We were here first! Sort of. He's flying above us and he's like, would you guys quit following me? No. Really? I never would have guessed. No, that is a Maltache. Yeah. think I see an aetheryte we can attune to. Yay! And look at that, we discovered a new location, but we totally missed the point we were supposed to go. Oh well, it's a good thing we can at least attune, so. Alright, back we go! Somebody's getting salty. I noticed, but I was like, damn. What? Well, you after fish, crab, then I've got an eel in a barrel somewhere if you've a taste for them. Ooh, I do love a bit of thyme. Chuck some in the pan and it's like a bloody festival of flavor. Now, what is it I can do for you? Can't say there's been any major upsets to report these past few weeks. Alphino, eh? Aye, I know the one. Our young champion of the downtrodden. Yulmore's richer than all of Normont put together, but it's a different story for them as live outside the city. But it's a different story for them as live outside the city. Most spend every waking moment just trying to stay alive, which makes your friend's dedication to helping others stand out all the more. Aye, I can hazard a guess as to where he is now, get a message to him, but you'll need somewhere quiet to meet, away from prying eyes. Make for Stilltide, that's a fishing village just up the path there. You're looking for a rundown excuse for a tavern the locals call Leaky Keel. Wait there and I'll see that Alphino joins you. You don't want this fight, dude. Alright. I'll take advantage of rain being gone, and I'll take a quick chance to the bathroom myself. So, BRB. Rice Krispie Squares, yummy. Alright, let's see if Alpha actually joins us. This is your first time in a tavern. It's customary to buy a drink if you mean to loiter. What are you having? Ale? Fine choice. What do you be paying with? Well now, those are exotic. Where did you come to buy coins like that? I'm sorry, dear. I don't doubt they have value, but I don't have a touchstone to test their purity, and I'm not about to go begging for one from the neighbors, so we'll just have to come to some other arrangement. Ah, here's an ideal. There's a common to the north where we grow our vegetables, but lately the pests have been eating more than we have. What do you say to a bit of extermination work? I want you to squish any vermin you find, then visit the caretaker and give him an earful from me for sleeping on the job. He'll be in the old silo next to the fence, snoring like as not. Do that for me, and you can laze about here as long as you like. Oh, speaking of which. Let's see. $345 yams to the north is the next one. He did it again. Knock, knock, knock. No response, maybe need to knock harder. No response, perhaps the occupant is hard of hearing. Surprise, motherfucker! You hear a faint squeaking from the room beyond. Time to bust in and save the day, brave adventurer. No one is home, and judging by the lack of furniture, there haven't been in some time. The gnawed scraps of vegetables on the floor suggest the rats have taken up residence in their absence. Huh. Well, at least still some of the attacks are the same. Backflip. Welcome back, dear. What did that good for nothing caretaker have to say for himself? Gone. You must have left to join the rest of the hopefuls. In Gate Town outside Eilmore. Don't have a clue what I'm talking about, do you? And there I was thinking you were another dreamer. Well, never mind all that. Take a seat wherever you like. You've more than earned it, or even throw in another drink on the house.
And how is business today, Mistress Theva?
Oh, frenetic. Look, I have a new customer.
Tis good to see you, my friend.
It's getting all emotional.
The seeds you wanted. They should produce a better harvest than the last.
What, just like that? Oh, well, Fino, you really are a dear. Well, I'd best be tidying up some of those empty shacks before the pests move in. Keep an eye on the place while I'm out, eh?
It seems an age since last we spoke. Not since the prisoner exchange in Doma. And Yotsu. It has been even longer for me, of course, if you count the days I've spent here. The time has only added to the relief I feel seeing you safe and well. Huh. Alize said much the same thing. I don't think I've ever had such a scolding. But I believe an exchange of news is in order. Come, tell me of your arrival and all that came before. I see. Both the Exarch and Alize told me what they knew of events, but I had stubbornly clung on to the hope that all-out war might yet be avoidable. And poor Tataru. She must be sick with worry. We must endeavor to return as soon as we may. It would be nice to bring her good tidings for a change. But before we bid this world farewell, we must first ensure that it is not rejoined to the source. We must prevent the 8th Umbral calamity. Urianger's vision of the future has, I fear, every chance of coming true. By his description, the catalyst for the calamity was a formless and deadly weapon employed by the Garlean Empire. Which can only mean one thing. Black Rose. Gaius was telling you the truth. When we were on the trail of the Ascians, we saw evidence that the gas was being manufactured once more. Gaius was adamant that the project had been scrapped. But so long as there are wars to be waged, there will always be those determined to win by any means. And thus simply destroying the existing stores of Black Rose would do little to alter fate's course. In that sense, our involuntary journey here to the First was something of a boon. Together with the Exarch, we've developed a theory as to how we believe the rejoining will be set in motion. I'm sure Urianger himself will cover the subject in more detail. But I can tell you the process requires that both worlds, the Source and the First, be facing an existential threat. One being Sin Eaters, of course. They are a menace that I would dearly love to remove, and not just to avert a calamity. I may be a stranger to this world, but I will not stand idly by and let innocent people be slaughtered. That is what brought me to the gates of Eilmore. Ignoring its pretensions as a kind of capital city to what remains of the world, it is nonetheless a center of power and authority. If any solutions are to be found, I believe our search should begin there. What say you, old friend? Hungry for another adventure?
Do I have a choice? I'm already here. I didn't have a choice here, damn it.
And so we take to the road once more.
Yep. Now I actually have to go back. Oh, the story is still so freaking good. Oh, I'm having such a blast with this. And it sucks we're coming up near the end, because it was only 21 quests. Yeah, provided I get leveled up in time. Which I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be doing everything in my power to get them up to 71. Of course, well, at least the good news is that the plethora of side quests and everything should make that fairly easy. And there's side quests here. Not too many from the looks of it, but still. Assuming you have no objections, let us make our way directly to the city outskirts. If we time our arrival just right, you may be lucky enough to see why I have yet to set foot in Yulmore, despite my best efforts to do so. Come, from here we must head west and then across the small bridge. You never know. Whoa, hello. Oh, I missed fucking Savage Blade. Oh, how I miss Savage Blade. What thing? Whoa. Right? Sadly, we're not heading southeast. It just seems peaceful, doesn't it? Almost familiar. I had a similar impression of the Crystarium. Even in this distant world, people are much the same. To think that whenever a calamity struck the source, a reflection such as this one, with all its culture and history, was being erased from existence. No, get away from me. Over there. Quickly, someone's in trouble. Oh, I think the face. Look out. Madame. My poor heart. Thank you, young sir. Ah, there you are. In my haste, I lost my bearings, but I see you have the situation well in hand. Fine work. Are you alright, madam? Just a few bruises from where I fell, nothing compared to what was in store for me before this brave soul came to my rescue. I honestly thought I was done for. My feet are not as swift as they once were, and I knew there was no one left to hear me scream. Not that I let that stop me. I should probably leave my old house behind and queue up outside Umar with the rest of them. Doubt those fancy lords and ladies would welcome an old crone like me. Still, even a shack near the gate has to be safer than staying here. One would hope. Either way, I suggest you avoid wandering alone, lest you make the Sin Eater's task any easier. Thank you again, you saved my life. Now I'm sure a strapping lad like you has little to fear, but I wouldn't linger long in this place. There's naught to be had here but cobwebs and memories. 'Tis as the lady says, many in these parts have abandoned their homes to live in Eaglemoor's shadow. Should the Sin Eaters descend upon this region, there are precious few within the strength to fight them off. Speaking of which, what have you been told of these monsters? I've been told what they are, and I've seen how they happen. Alizé would be qualified to speak on the subject. Compared with Almorane, Kalusia is almost a haven, but as you saw, we cannot let our guard down. Have you right, but a few moments later, the Sin Eaters would have claimed another victim. Still, we have won a small victory this time at least. Now, shall we press on? We need to return where the road folks and follow a path that leads west. Well, yep. Well, the good news is that when we get here with alts, we can explore that. We can explore it to an Alphina's way first. So, I mean, that's an... Yep, you could explore options that you didn't have before. Take paths or options you didn't take before and see how they differ. Yeah, we left who we went after first up to a coin toss, so now we're just kind of curious how much different some of these scenes with Alphina would be had we gone with him first instead of Alizé. It's a new enemy, I want to kill it. Come here! Yeah. He breathed on me. Discovered a new location. Yay! I know when I started doing some of this the other day, my Sev was all like, God, I can actually talk with you about it a little now.
That gate up ahead is known as the Open Arms, and Umar itself lies beyond. This, meanwhile, is the aptly named Gate Town, the dwelling place of the many desperate souls who hope to be chosen to live in the city proper.
Chosen?
I thought I recognized you. Brought a new friend, eh? I'll bet you got a trick or two up your sleeve. Maybe even 3. Care to show me?
He's not here to compete. Leave him be.
What? I was only making conversation.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please!
Oh god, that voice is gonna get on my nerves so quickly, I can guarantee. Oh, oh.
Greetings to our hopeful petitioners, one and all. Normal extends its warmest regards. Let it be known that a lady of distinction wishes to dine on fish divine.
This is taking the worst things of FF and putting it together here, because I'm just getting flashbacks to Calcabrina and those two jesters from Final Fantasy IX.
We seek a master culinarian who can guarantee seafood perfection. Dazzle the matron with your delicious dishes, and life in the city will be yours to enjoy, even on days when fish is not on the menu. Who among you will answer the call? Name yourself or another. We might not at all.
Why are they going to sit there and name somebody else? They're so desperate to get out of here.
Do you recall how I said Yulmore was a center of power and authority? Well, that is not the only reason for its fame. It is also known as the City of Final Pleasures. The noble and the wealthy who survived the flood gathered here to live out the rest of their days in decadent abandon. A poor man could sooner pass through the Iron Needle than Yulmore's gates. The only way the common folk can enter this perverted paradise is if they fulfill the whim of one of the privileged. And so they are picked over like market produce.
What a catch! We'll not be throwing this one back. Having seen your all too obvious charms, we welcome you with open arms. Come, join us in the City of Splendor and live out your life in an ecstasy of endeavor. Oh, just look at those expectant faces. What could you possibly be waiting for?
I don't know, the catch?
Well, what have we here? An extra share of meal to celebrate our newest resident. For you. Enjoy.
It's like Trick or Treat gone wrong.
Meal is a foodstuff which Yulmore routinely doles out to the people of Gatetown, and apparently a staple for its citizens as well. Many here rely on it to survive in these times of scarcity, yet the whole arrangement just seems...
Off?
Well,
Wrong?
let's just say it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
That's my... what... Dumb. I don't know how to respond to that. I feel like I just got eye-raped. Now you understand why I'm... now you understand why my attempts to enter the city have thus far come to naught. The dubious privilege of residency must be won via a contest with ever-changing rules. They say this policy has been in place for the past 2 decades, ever since Yulmore's current ruler came into power. Yet from what I have seen, it does more harm than good. Not only does it distract people from our shared struggle against the Sin Eaters, it robs them of their self-sufficiency. I have tried to propose ways they could improve their lot, but my words invariably fall on deaf ears. The attitude is so entrenched now, I worry that, well, mayhap you should take a turn around Gatetown and judge the situation for yourself. Large pot bubbles over the flame. Pale chunks, meal, you realize, float in the otherwise plain broth. I saw. Just look at it. Can you imagine a more beautiful city? Every day I dream of the life that waits for me inside those walls. Oh, will they ever pick me? Well, the last one's back in that direction, so... Getting up here, though, that's the treat. There's a trick to it, I know there is. It's gonna be one of those jumps at the last possible second. Aha! So did I. You actually had to put a little thought into this one. Run in, run in, and run in, run in, and run in, run in, and... Oh man, I fell off the gate. Still here, are you? Can't blame you for wanting a slice of Neomore's pie. If you ask me, you should ditch that sour-faced brat and make a home for yourself here. Gaytown's not much to look at, but at least it's safe, and mule is the best thing I've ever tasted. You've seen what Gaytown has to offer. These people can no longer fend for themselves. They become dependent on Handas and Mule and Yomor. And no matter how I frame my encouragement, they seem unwilling, nay, unable to conceive of any other way of life. Alright, BRB while you sample out your belt. Snap, crackle, pop, man. Oh, you should feel that. So, yeah, like, Yomor kind of feels like a weird, twisted version of Ishgard with how they close their gates and everything. Yeah, except I don't remember what places were so high and tight like that. Oh, Trino? You know? I know they had the Triple Triad tournament there. Maybe it was, God, what was the city that, Sid was in charge of? Lindblom? I want to say it was Lindblum. B-L-U-M. I just ran over Makote with a motorcycle. DTA, motherfucker! You mean a dwarf? I haven't seen many dwarves, character or otherwise. You disapprove of these people's way of life, or you disapprove of Yulmar? Disapprove? It frustrates me, certainly. That is only part of it, though. The whole situation makes me uneasy. Not that it matters, however unjust the system seems to me. If these people claim to be content with their lot, it's hardly my place to criticize their choices. But take that elderly lady you rescued. Does it not seem that those who have chosen to forego Yulmar's legacy are doomed to suffer for their independence? In the end, they are all but forced to seek refuge in Gate Town, and so hamlets and fields across the island are left empty and unattended, hastening the region's descent into ruin. Nay, I'm not convinced that Yulmar's generosity truly serves the best interests of Kalusia's people. I am not so naive as to think there is some miraculous solution to all of this, yet I cannot help but frown at the sight of hard-working villagers struggling to survive, even as the chosen few rejoice at being plucked from poverty by a hand of capricious noble. There has to be a better way. I will not know for sure, however, until I have taken those long-delayed steps through Yulmar's gates. It is fortunate that you arrived when you did, Strife. I have been working on a scheme to insinuate myself into the city, and if all goes to plan, it should soon come to fruition. There is a beast tribe who makes its home in the sea surrounding the area. The Ondo, they are called, though you and I know them as Sahagin. For the most part, they keep themselves in their ocean grottos and rarely have dealings with land dwellers. But as the Taru took such great pains to impress upon me during our stay in Kugane, business favors the bold, and so I reached out to them. I duly discovered that the Ondo are inordinately fond of land-grown produce, fresh fruits in particular, and when I offered to procure such goods for them, they promised to pay me in pearls. An attractive bonus business venture for a prospective investor. Would you not agree? Surely even the most jaded Yulmar lord would have time for a merchant who can make pearls from plums and pumpkins. Yes, I've come a long way since my days of buying samurai swords without first negotiating a price. My appointment with the Ondo is due to take place in a few hours. I just need to collect the produce and meet with them on the shore. Might you help me make the exchange? Why not? I look like a businessman. Excellent. I should be glad of your company. First things first, then. We must pay a visit to the Mosha Moa, my supplier on the right. Come, it's just to the northwest of here. Uh-oh. Of course, something had to go wrong with Alphino's plan. It's Alphino's plan. I see an aetheryte. Probably. It's in... And we're still heading farther away from the aether current. Oh, level 80. Indomitable. Oh yeah. I kind of like forgot for a brief second. Is there something I can do for you, friend? Good day to you, Mashima. This is my associate, Strife. We are here to collect the produce I purchased. I loaded your lackey up with the goods not long ago. My lackey? I know of no such person. Estelle lad, short blue hair. Now he said he'd come on your behalf, and since he seemed to know the details, I just assumed. Confound it, someone must have been eavesdropping on our conversation. The charlatan was here not a moment ago. He couldn't have gone far. We should split up and search the area. You find a vantage point on the south side of town, and I shall take the west. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Oh, hey, look! It's a fucking, it's Groot. Done. I was missing a skill. It's like, wait a minute. I know I put it on here. It's like Ver Thunder 2. Ah, there it is. Search the surroundings for a male Mistol with short blue hair. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target a likely suspect and inspect him with R2 and X. You have located your quarry. Excuse me, sir. I'd like to have a word with you. But I don't want to. Alright, fine. My sword wants a word with you. Strife, any sign of him? Point. You have a keen eye. Let us move in before he makes good his escape. Kinda just wish I could jump into the water and swim over there, but not gonna make it that easy. Alright, Tuki Tuki. Two Calibri. Jeez, there's so many here. You're welcome. Tap, 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 hi.
There you are. The thief who claims the harvest on my behalf. Hand it over.
Well, forgive me. I have to get into the city. I have no family and all my friends have already been chosen. No one here gives a damn about me. When the meal gets handed out, I'm lucky if I get a smell of it. No matter what I do, they won't call out my name. I'm so tired, I'm so bloody hungry. I thought maybe I could steal your idea. Get in that way.
What is your name?
Kai Shear.
Tell me then, Kai Shear. Must it be Yulmore or nothing? What of the Crystarium? They may not offer charity, but you would be fairly compensated for any work you did.
No, it has to be Yulmore. That's where all my friends are. We made a promise that we'd live together in paradise.
I was to make my deal with the Ondo at the Clave. Listen carefully, and I shall tell you my plans for the business, and how best to arouse the Yulmorans' interest.
You'll give me your place? Just like that?
I'm giving you a chance, nothing more. What comes of it is entirely up to you.
I understand. Oh, thank you, thank you!
This was but one path. There will be others. But for young Kai Shear, it was the difference between life and death. I do not regret my decision, yet I will admit that a part of me wonders if it was for the best. We strive to bring swift salvation to this world, that countless lives might be saved, not least your own. Even if it came at the cost of one man, should I have forged on regardless? I suppose not. Were Estinian here, he would most likely scoff at my soft-heartedness.
Same old Alfino. Ever the slave to sentiment.
But I thank you for your kind words nonetheless. Let us see to it that both these stories have a happy ending. Shall we return to Wright then? Is that... I can't be sure, but I think someone's in trouble. Come on, they may need our help.
Doesn't have to be your help, Alvino. We can't swim here. Lame. Why are you gonna make us take the long way? How else are we gonna get you to explore the area that we worked so hard to make for you? Oh, come on! Seriously. Lowland. Hit stop. Welcome back. What's this? Trigopon? Sounds like a Pokemon or something. Oh look, we have crabs. The worst of his injuries. Mercy, mercy, I beg you. Breathe easy, sir. No harm come to you here. Poor man is shivering. Pray keep an eye on him while I get a fire going. I thought for certain I was dead. How am I ever to repay this kindness? We'll settle for the tale behind your current predicament. Why don't you begin by telling us your name? Tristal. I was invited into Yulmur to work as an artist. A wealthy couple took me in to paint pictures for them, but when my style proved contrary to their taste, they just quickly turfed me out onto the street. I was left penniless and patronless, and a grave sin in the Lord Walter's city. Within days they had brought me before the man himself, and he asked me what I meant to do. Dejected as I was, I told him that I wished to leave. Little did I know how soon he would grant me my wish. They flung me over the balustrade into the goddamn ocean. From up there? How were you not dashed to pieces? Don't ask me. Luck, I suppose. Though if you hadn't found me when you did, it wouldn't have counted for much. Monstrous. And the citizens condone such barbaric punishment? Oh, without a second thought, when Lord Walter passes judgment, no one so much as blinks, let alone argues. In Yulmur, his word is law. Okay. The more I hear about Yulmur, the more determined I am to see what waits within its walls. I shall bend all my thoughts towards securing another way into the city. There must be something we can do. But first, we should convey Tristal to the shelter of the village. Fire or no fire, he needs to be out of this chilly coastal air. The way into the city? Mr. Obama. Welcome back. Pray accept my deepest gratitude. I owe you both my life. And if you'll permit me, I would assist you in your attempt to enter Yulmore, insofar as I'm able, at any rate. To be frank, the thought of sending my saviors into that awful place makes me sick to my stomach, but since it's plain you've set your minds on it, you should take this. It's my favorite paintbrush. The Yulmore elite are never satisfied till they get exactly what they want, and if I'm not mistaken, the couple I mentioned will be looking for someone to replace me. If you make a show of owning such a well-used brush, you may be able to convince people you have a talent for painting. Are you certain? This is your livelihood. We could not deprive you of such a treasured possession. I give it gladly after all you've done for me. Besides, I don't think I have the heart to paint anymore. As to what I'll do instead, I honestly haven't decided, but I shan't stay long in this place, not with the city brooding over me. Nay, I'll move on to new lands and a new profession, and I'll keep you in my prayers from now on until my dying day. Oh. Jeez, we got 3 areas of side quests to pull. As long as the payout's good, it should be manageable, so... Alright, so... make that switch, and then back to right. Oh, looks like Seth found a new hairstyle he likes, and it's super long. He's got hair that goes down to the middle of his back now. City of Final Pleasures. They say kindness is its own reward, but Tristor has repaid us with a gift as timely as it was unexpected. We will, however, need to act upon his advice before another painter steps in to fill the vacancy. Thankfully, I do have some modest skill with a brush, nothing approaching that of a true artist, of course, but enough to play the role, I would hope. As for you, well, if you don't mind taking a subordinate role, mayhap you could pose as my assistant. And then it is settled. All we need to do is return to Gate Town and await the next appearance of those vile jesters. Oh god, we gotta see them again. Ah! Out of dumb curiosity. 392 months south, probably at the Sea Gazer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, we're getting close to the end. 21 quests, we've done 16, we're on number 17, so... Hey, look, oversized dodos. We should be able to pull it off. I'm probably going to try and do the side quest as quickly as I can, so this way I can apply that to the grinding, since I got to try and grind on Persona as well. Yeah, I can pull it off. And I'm just gonna point out, that was a horrible pun considering you're eating right now. I've got a bit more on my plate right now, and then I hear the ting of like a spoon or something. Bowl or plate, don't matter. You still got more on your plate than I do, because I don't even have either. You would. Hey, Bosom Buddies 1 is almost complete. Not that I'll get anything off of it. Oh, yeah, I am. I knew I should have made that left to Albuquerque. Yeah, let's not argue about that. Here they come. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention once more. What a day it's been for the folk out at our door. We've welcomed a peddler who made pearls from a plum, and now we've a place for a painter of a plum. So come along now and don't be slow. It's time to let your colors show. I can paint. Portraits, at least. Landscapes and still lifes are so rarely commissioned these days. Oh, I thought I spotted some new faces in the crowd. What fortune that you should feel at ease around an easel. What proof have you of your prowess? Any masterpieces on your person? Sadly, no. Everything I paint is soon sold, such is the life of a working artist. I have only my brush to testify for me, though you will note that it has seen no small amount of service. Flecks of paint, both old and new, a tool much loved and much used. Why do you have to rhyme? Not a prop to be conjured on the hop. Very well, come with us and we'll put those talents to the test. And who is this hanger-on? Well-wisher or parasite? This is my assistant. He whose unfailing support allows my art to flourish. I will go with him or not at all. Parasite, then. We shall leave his fate in the hands of your new employer. It matters not a whit to us. And having filled our latest vacant space, we return to Eomer's sweet embrace. Oh, mercy me, the Mio. We almost took our leave without leaving a loving token. We must empty the sacks if we make our way back. Again, why do you gotta rhyme? You're starting to remind me of Shantoto. Oh. Would you stop with the that's what he said, she said bullshit? It was only funny the first 1,000 times.
Redemption is beyond us. The lament of all but saints and fools, and the comfort of the lords and ladies of this accursed place. Once they held fast against the madness, only to embrace the coming cataclysm and delight in the end of days.
They have a strip club. I swear to God, they have a strip club. I just saw what looked like Makote grinding against a pole.
Yep.
Perhaps in rapture they seek to lose themselves and the misery they share. Or perhaps for them alone, the promise of eternal pleasure really does hold true.
Welcome, welcome to the City of Final Pleasures. Feel free to weep at its magnificence. No, not even a single tear. Moving right along then. Our first task is to register you as residents. You know, make it all nice and official. We'll smooth the way, so you just need to put on your happy faces and head through the joyous hall. The Bureau of Immigration is in the first room on the left side of the passage. Declare your name and occupation in a nice loud voice. The clerks will tell you where to go from there. Oh, and pay no mind to those folk off to the side of the road. Much like the hopefuls of Gate Town, they haven't earned the right to enter the city proper. If, however, you enjoy basking in the envy of your fellow men, then by all means, take your time. But why waste another moment? Go and enjoy the beginning of your new life in paradise. The Bureau of Immigration, was it? I suppose we had better shown ourselves willing for the time being. Well, this is gonna be a lot like Limsa. There's an upper level. The Glory Gate. Before they possibly send me someplace else. That's a lift operator. Aha. Oh. Night soil pots. See, I swear to God, this is almost like the equivalent of Limsa. They even got a ship that you can go on. A broken ship, but a ship.
That place is enough.
I'm already seeing some RP potential for Zenobia here. I'm already seeing some RP potential for Xena in this place. Oh, can't go out that way. here? Immigration officer. Welcome to Eormore, fortunate friends. May I have your names? I am Alpha Note, an artist, and this is Strife, my assistant. Ah yes, I was informed of your imminent arrival. We can forego the usual interview and begin processing your registration papers forthwith. Now, the citizens of Eormore are divided into two classes. There are the free, who are blessed with the favor of Lord Valtteri, and the bonded, who worked in the employ of the free. You will be joined in the ranks of the bonded. Your duties are to serve as a patron in the capacity for which you were chosen. In your case, painting pretty pictures. Should your patron dismiss you for any reason, you must find another sponsor among the free or accept work as a general laborer. I see. And might you tell us something of the patron we are to serve? The two patrons, actually. Chai News and Dooley Chai, a mistal couple who most refer to as the Chais. They are both gentle souls, but I would ask that you conduct yourself with respect and humility, for your own sake as much as theirs. Now, a moment, please, while I complete the relevant paperwork. Oh boy. All in order. These are your registration documents. Take those papers next door and submit them to the clerk. Once they've been stamped, you will officially be Emorian citizens. Enjoy your new life in paradise. Yeah. Welcome to the Bureau of Registration. Papers, please. What have we here? Alpha Note Artist, Strife Artist Assistant to be employed in the service of Lord Chai Nunes and Lady Dooley Chai. Yes, everything seems to be in order. Your registration is hereby approved. I think it's best that we deliver you to the Chai residence before... Oh dear. You smell hideous! Did you crawl here through a ditch? It's like an unholy miasma of dust and sweat and the musk of some unwashed beast. Sorry? Proceed directly to the glossary next door and scrub yourselves clean. Use whichever showers are free. After you've rinsed away that stench, you'll want to splash yourself with this perfume. Liberally. Once you've made yourself presentable, then you may proceed to the Chai residence. Cornine, the guard by the stairs, will give you directions. I hadn't realized we were so aromatic. You rinse yourself clean in the stream of water. Ah, it's so nice that they actually finally prompted that you needed a shower. There's only been, what, 1, 2, 3... at least 3 games worth. You apply the perfume as directed and the delicate scent of roses fills the air. Oh, you've showered and dressed already, have you? Is it not? That is to say, it's rather exposed for one's ablutions. Does it not? Hurry up and shower, Stinky. I haven't... Fine, just a quick rinse then. I haven't been able to harass you in a minute, Ralph, now. Well, that was bracing. I believe the lingering smells of the road have been successfully expunged. Shall we go and present ourselves to our new patrons, then? Yeah. You're looking to present yourselves to the Shires, are you? Let me explain how the city's laid out, then. Imagine 3 layers, one on top of the other. The layer here called Buttress, above us is the understory, where the military has its headquarters, and above that you've got the Canopy, which is where the free citizens of Ilmore spend their days. So if you want to find your new patrons, you'll need to climb until you run out of stairs, then look for the Grand Dame's parlor. They'll be in there, like as not. Oy. Well, we made it to the understory, and there's an aether right here, so we're going to take a small little detour. Found it! Grab it before we get too lost. Access to the mainstay. Oh, apparently that was the last one. Because we now have... So, this is the City of Final Pleasures. What are you doing wanting with your weapon drawn? I'm free! Sort of. You don't own me. Running, running, and running, running, and running, running, and running, running, and running, running. So many stairs. Oh, well, actually, there was one that we were missing, the main aetherite. According to the message of Great of the Bay, special permission is required to use this aetherite? What?
Yeah, peasant. I'm not allowed to use it.
Oh, it's a...
Who's this, then?
It's a fat cat lady.
Lord and Lady Chai, pray forgive our intrusion. I am given to understand you were in search of an artist.
Ah, you must be the new,
Oh, goodness me! What an adorable boy! That silken hair, those pearly cheeks, oh, and you even smell wonderful, like a bed of flowers.
Why do I feel like she's gonna eat him?
I approve of this one, dearest. I am positive he'll paint us the most delightful pictures.
yes. Well, as long as he paints better than that talentless wretch we sent packing last week.
Wonderful, wonderful. Welcome to Yulmore.
Alphino, if it please you, my lady. And this is my assistant.
Your assistant? I've heard of folk bringing in family members, but this seems a bit irregular. Aren't you a little young to have a protege?
We are family in all but name, my lord. Though we share no blood, we have stood by each other through life's many challenges, resolved to prevail together or not at all. Of all people, 'tis he who best understands my work. With his unique insight guiding my hand, the art I create is sure to satisfy your expectations. Once the picture is begun, of course, I shall have no need of constant encouragement. And so I wondered, rather than him being in your way, might it then be permissible for my assistant to explore the city he has so longed to see? Out of gratitude for his priceless contribution to my art, I thought it only fair that I make this humble request on his behalf.
Ooh, did you ever hear of such devotion? Of course your assistant must have his wish. He shall be free to roam to his heart's content. Isn't that right, darling?
Oh, yes. Yes, of course, dearest. Quite right.
Alpha, now you creepy little beggar, you. That voice he was employing was kind of creepy. Am I allowed to attune to the Aether right now? Since I technically have permission to roam free? No. Alpha will send you into the city to explore. Now you have the opportunity to experience it. I suggest you make the most of it. Explore the city top to bottom. In other words, I would start with the canopy and go from there. Try wandering around the market stalls perhaps. Such places are usually filled with colorful characters, only too eager to share local gossip with a friendly visitor. I would appreciate it, of course, if you could share any discoveries with me in turn. We should both learn as much as possible about our new place of residence. Yeah, so you just basically get to sit there and actually use a talent you have, while I gotta run around and talk with people who probably won't like me. Oh, there, first register, are we? You seem a little lost. Oh, it was lovely to make your acquaintance, and speaking of acquaintances, you wouldn't happen to have run into my attendant on your wanderings, would you? Big, strong lad, long hair, tied back. He was escorting me on a shopping errand when I realized I'd dropped my handkerchief, and now I've been waiting here all alone while he's been off searching for it. I'm not terribly fond of being alone. If you do see him, I would be obliged if you could pass on this message. Forget the silly handkerchief and return to my side at once. Nobles. Wicked white, that was too close. Thank you, friend. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't come along. I was trying to rescue my lady's handkerchief, you see. The wind must have blown it over the edge, but luckily it caught on something. I thought if I could just stretch out far enough. You risk your life for a scrap of cloth? You must think highly of your mistress. It's not just a scrap of cloth, not if it belongs to her. I would risk my life and more to spare my mistress but a single moment of sadness. When I first came to Yolmor, I thought only of improving my lot in life, but there was so much more to the city than wealth and plenty. There is no war here, no conflict. The residents all treat each other with warmth and respect. My mistress has been ever so kind to me, and I can think of no other place in Kalusia I could possibly be happier. Sorry, I might have gotten a bit carried away. I find it hard to stop when I start counting my blessings these days. Please, you should come with me to meet my lady. Once she hears of your deeds, you'll be witness to her generosity firsthand. What? Lonely, you say? Curse my clumsy feet. I must return to her immediately. Run like the wind! You are a sad and pathetic man. My attendant told me everything, and so very grateful you were there to offer your assistance. Oh, my attitude is not unusual, I assure you. Without the efforts of our bonded residents, we free citizens would not enjoy the pleasures of our daily lives. They are deserving of unending gratitude. Mayhap in another society, our different standing would breed prejudice or resentment, but in Nihonmore, our most glorious measure is in a place to avert such unpleasantries. Part of that measures requires that the free surrender their fortunes. Upon registration, all of our property, financial, intellectual, or otherwise, is given over to the city. In exchange, we are provided with ample funds and commodities to live a life of pampered luxury. Being liberated from the concern of earning coin has an almost miraculous effect on people's outlook. There are no rivals to compete against, only fellow residents with whom to enjoy our tranquil existence. But what do you do when you run out of money? Now, if you'll excuse us, I must see what the markets have to offer as a reward for the return of my handkerchief. Oh, and I've not forgotten you, of course, a courageous messenger turned rescuer. All this talk of relying on the bond, and I haven't given a thought as to what your duties might be. I hope I haven't interrupted your work unduly. Tour of the city, is it? Then you must really visit the beehive. It's always buzzing with activity. Ahem, local humor. Anyway, a lady by the name of Tista Bai usually has her seat near the entrance. She will gladly speak with you on a number of topics, assuming you find yourself on her good side. Hey, I'm giving her a pass because she did actually recognize, she did point out the fact it was just for local humor. It's the only reason I'm giving her a pass. If she tried to seriously pass that off as funny. Welcome to the beehive, my little drones, seeking the sting of excitement to liven up your day. I can tell at a glance when folk are new to our happy colony. It's the nervous fluttering, you see, always gives them away. Why don't we play some cards to set you at ease, eh? A quick game of high or low. It's a simple matter of guessing whose has the bigger hand. If you win, I'll grant you a single favor. Within reason, of course. Interested? Ready for a game of high or low, then? Let's play. Good for you. No time like the present, I say. 3 cards for you, 3 cards for me. You flip one of yours over, and I flip 2 of mine. And what's your call? Will your total be higher or lower than mine? Low. Going low then, right? Let's see what you've got. Cards out up to 17, and you have 16. Woohoo! Got it right first try. Congratulations, your guess was right. Usually I concede defeat at this point, but what do you say to a rematch? One more win, then we'll talk about the favor. Another metro high low. Come down, little honeybee. We all need our diversions. Let's start. Let me sort the deck. Why do I get the feeling you're going to cheat this time? Because you don't like to lose. Let's see. 6. 13 plus 9, that's 21. My cards, oh no, 22. 3, 6, 9, 16. Yeah. My cards add up to 22, and you have total of 15. You win. Back-to-back wins, thank you much. Well, well, would you look at that? I think you've got a knack for this, newcomer. Congratulations, victory is yours, as is the prize I promised. Come whisper in my ear then, and don't be shy. Tell Autista what she can do for you. That's all? How delightfully wholesome. But if knowledge is what you want, then that is what you shall have. In my humble estimation, the most wondrous thing about this town is how safe we are from the Sin Eaters. They say Lord Lothry was born with the power to command them, which means no more need ever raise a weapon in defense of the city. Was that the kind of thing you wish to know? If your itch still needs scratching, you might get a few words out of Atharn over there. There's not that Mariusot likes more than the sound of his own voice. What's that? New to Omar, you say? Only just arrived and already looking to peel away the layers of mystery. Oh, I'm all for chatting, but you need to slow down and enjoy life, my friend. Tell you what, you hop on stage and give us a dance first, and then we can have our little talk. I do not feel like dancing. And I've got to dance. Where's this mark? Oh, up there where he can see. It's gonna be a sad and pathetic dance, my friend. That's the way. Dance like there's no tomorrow. Now that was a show. You're welcome to clamber up on stage anytime you like. So, what was it you wanted to ask me? Oh yeah, something about our fair city? Well, I can tell you it wasn't always so peaceful as it is today. The Omoran army may be the very essence of military might, but even our forces saw grievous losses in the war against the Sin Eaters. This changed for us, around 20 years ago, when the old ruler's son came into power. He's got this way with eaters, you see, turns them docile as house cats. I wouldn't be exaggerating to say they've become something of an ally to Yulmore, no longer an enemy to be feared. And yet elsewhere there are still fools who insist on fighting their losing battles. A toast to Lord Lothry. You've gained a preliminary sense of the city. The Chais and Alpha No will be expecting your return. Assassins. Asholians. Speak plainly. Oh, you've returned from your jaunt around the city so soon? You needn't have hurried back, young Alphonse has yet to put a brush to canvas. One cannot rush good art, I'm told, or good artist, apparently. Ah, finally. Well then. A new yet familiar look. I've put together an ensemble out of the garments you chose. Is this satisfactory? Oh, goodness gracious me, the last outfit was precious, but this makes you look positively dashing. You truly are a handsome boy, however am I to decide? What happened to the painting? Exactly, the lad is an artist, dearest, not a dress-up doll. It's about time we set him to work for the reason we called him here. Must we? I do love a good painting, but I thought since we were enjoying ourselves so thoroughly... Well, that is to say, as long as you... Just make sure you give the lad time to prepare. We know who'll be upset if he's not ready to paint at a moment's notice. Whatever you say, darling, so shall we pick out some jewelry next? Poor Alfred, no. You know what? I don't feel like I got the worst end of the deal now. I didn't have to be anybody's doll. Oh. said there was 21. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So should have like 2 left. Hopefully they won't be too long. Often draws you close with a whisper. Lady Chai has a very particular sense of beauty, and apparently that extends to how she dressed whilst painting. But this deception of hers works in our favor. The time I spend indulging these distractions is time you can use to continue your explorations. For this excursion, I'd like you to delve into the lair below us and sniff out the military headquarters. I'm sure the understory has its own tale to tell. Yep. Is this a jail cell? Wait. Sob sniff. You're one of the bonded, aren't you? Like me. Please, I need your help. My throat, I can't sing anymore. I've been making excuses, but it's just not getting any better. If my patron thinks I'm no use to him, then I need you to sneak out to the derelicts and describe my condition to Thoric. Here's a list of symptoms and a hunk of meal to pay for his medicines. Please, I have no one else to turn to. I haven't either, probably because they're hated. Like, I honestly kind of wonder, considering that, you know, apparently they are hated, I wonder if he would have caught shit for being a Lala. And down to the depths I must go. Seriously. Need medicines, tonics, potions. Care for an ailing voice, isn't it? No, no medicine will cure this. Methinks your songbird has a lump in her throat. It must be cut out, excised, and even the voice may never heal completely. Poor little songbird. Will they kick her from the nest, I wonder, or simply silence her chirps? You're a dick. Your face you didn't know? Of the many hopefuls who enter the city, very few are ever seen to leave, even as corpses. Oh, you might see 1 or 2 fortunate souls hurled from the balconies, but the rest? Gone. Cloud of nightmares it is, not for this ship's rat. Oh no, no, I'm content to be scurry around down here, and nibble on the crumbs which fall from the table. This consultation is over. You have my verdict, and I have my meal. Good day. Oh, she is not going to be happy. I think that was the mainstay. Well, that saves time. Ouch. Yeah, translation, you're screwed. Did you get my medicine? So that's it. What am I to do if I can't sing? Oh, there you are, my sweet canary. Have you been crying again? Don't tell me your voice is still not on the mend. Generous sir, have mercy. I've done all I can, but even the apothecary said... So you've been suffering all this time. I'm sorry, my pet, I hadn't realized your affliction was this grave, but you needn't fret. I'll not reward your hours of trailing by casting you out into the street. You are too kind, sir, but what use am I if I cannot sing? I fear the day I become more burden to you than treasure. Then I shall have a word with Lord Vothra and arrange for your ascension. In that paradise where resides neither pain nor illness, will your song ring out clearly once again, or mayhap you think it a step too far. No, you would do that for me? Of course. Why, I would almost wish to haste my own ascension, knowing your blessed instrument was waiting there to greet me. Ascension? You must be a new arrival. Allow me to explain. As all know, the Sin Eaters exist to devour the sinful, but also do they serve to gather the souls of the innocent and shepherd them unto celestial paradise. It is through Lord Vothra that we learned this truth. It is great that the free people of Umar are destined to embrace salvation. We are blessed to spend our days surrounded by love and merriment until at last we are called to our final rapture. Even the bonded may find a place within the house, should their patrons deem them worthy. Lord Vothra truly is a great man, isn't he? Now, if you'll excuse us, we must be on our way. May you find eternal salvation for the compassion you have shown my precious canary. Report to Alphino. Unfortunately, this one we do have to walk. Stairs, man. Stairs. It's instantly going on your hate list. Okay. Well, at least they have a summoning bell here. Ah. It's good to see you back. You were taking so long I began to worry something had happened. I began sketching an outline for the portrait, but nay, the chairs appeared otherwise occupied. Will you share what your investigation has gleaned thus far? Lord Vothra boasts some manner of influence over the Sin Eaters, does he? That would explain the reverence in which he is held by the citizenry. And as for this ascension business, I cannot help but be put in mind of that apocalypse of this ominous remark. So many folk have entered the city over the years, and where do they go? And last quest. Take my eye off you for a moment, and you're chatting away with that assistant of yours. I assume the outline is done then? What in the blazes? It's so unflattering. Explain yourself, Alphino. Where is your artistic interpretation? It should invoke images of affluence and nobility and overwhelm the viewer with its boundless beauty. Lord Shai, you stated this portrait was to commemorate your anniversary. Yours being a joyous union, it seemed to me that a realistic portrayal. Realistic? I don't want realism. I want perfection. A spectacle to slacken jaws and weaken knees, to make people cry out in amazement. Now, fetch a blank canvas and... Somebody screams. I say, did that come from above? Oh god, they're back! Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. A tale to make you quiver, your noble blood freeze. There was a villain on the loose, set out to ruin our fair city, but our Lord has got him now, and his fate will not be pretty. Yes, the hammer of justice is poised to come crashing down, and one and all who watch it fall are invited to join his lordship in the offer. Malcontent, how dreadful. And this man is to face sentencing? That's right, in fact. If you're curious, it might be worth you going along for the experience. The offer they mention is part of the emergent, the level above us where Lord Walther resides. Ordinarily, you would be barred from entering, but it seems they'll be opening its doors for the next little while. The crown lift will take you up there. We had better not dawdle, then. Perfect timing! Completely distracted him from the so-called bad painting. Oh my god, it looks like Majin Buu.
It's him. That's Vorthri.
And he's
attended by sin eaters. But how does he keep them from attacking?
Mercy! Mercy!
Uh-oh.
By the 12.
They're actually showing blood.
Kaishia, what happened to you?
Who are these impudent louts? I do not recall requesting their presence.
Lord Vorthri, what is the meaning of this? Why is this poor man bleeding to death on your floor?
Why? You ask me why? Because criminals must be punished. And this man is guilty of fraud. He came to us, claiming to be a man of business. Yet his subsequent conduct has shown him to be anything but. Europe is a city built on love for one's fellow man. Those who have naught to give and live only to take are a blight upon our society. To atone for this crime, I ordered that he fling himself from the balcony. And he had the temerity to weep. Please, my lord, anything but that. What then is a man of mercy to do? But offer the sinner another way to show his contrition.
Another way? Meaning what exactly?
Sin eaters are part of Yulmore society, but they must be fed with ether. Living ether. So, I demanded an offering of flesh, carved by his own hand, from his own hide. And still, he could not do as I asked. A wholly unsatisfactory performance.
'Tis true that Kaishia won his place here by fraud, but his actions were driven only by a desire to share in your paradise. That you would cast him out I could almost accept, but to humiliate him thus, to demand his very life? Is this truly the way of Yulmore?
Well then.
dim, deluded child. Have you ever paused to consider what it takes to maintain such a paradise in this barren, broken world of ours? The guarantee of safety and stability. The knowledge that if one only abides by the rules, one has naught to fear. I alone can offer these things, for I alone can command the Sin Eaters. And thus am I alone the voice of justice, and any who oppose me, villains to be punished.
And people call this paradise.
You were granted a place in my city for a particular skill. What was it?
Painting.
Oh, an artiste! Then you shall paint a picture for me of Yulmore. If I find your art pleasing, then I may excuse this display of insolence. Who gave you permission to tend to that criminal's wounds? I told you to paint me a picture!
What you need is a mirror, not a painting. It will capture the horror I see before me far better than I ever could. Can you walk?
I think so. Did that little worm just insult me?
Ah, and it just frickin' dawned on you. Wow, you're slow.
I'll kill them! I'll kill them all! I'll enslave their minds! I'll torment them! Torture them! No, and tear out their hearts!
Temper tantrum much? Wow, that was one hell of a temper tantrum. Forgive me, in my anger I seem to have marched us back outside again, though it is probably best we leave the island altogether. I believe we've worn out our welcome in Yulmore. In any case, I've seen enough of this world's self-proclaimed capital city to convince me that our battle against the Sin Eaters will find fewer allies in Kalusia. I will accompany you back to Crystarium. We need to regroup and think our strategy anew. How sure I have done you a grave disservice. You were hungry and desperate, and I offered you a solution without once considering the risks inherent in you accepting it. If I had known the price you would be made to pay. You gave me everything I needed to make your idea work. It was me who made a mess of things, not you. But even after all the trouble I caused, you still stepped in and saved me, and now Lord Lothary wants us all dead. Why not come back with us to Crystarium? I am certain we can find work for you there if you are willing. No, that would just be me leaning on your kindness again. I need to do some thinking, learn how to stand on my own 2 feet. Very well, but you must promise you'll be careful. The Amorians may yet come looking for us. I'll keep my head down, don't worry. And you take care too. Give me the chance to repay what you've done for me. Half an hour. Lord and Lady Kai. What the blazes did you do? They have the entire city looking for you. I took a peek at your unfinished portrait, Alpha. Now I've had many a beautiful and striking picture painted for me, but there was something about your work. It was as if you had caught the very essence of our love and rendered it naked upon the canvas. It was bold, unflinching, and I adored it. Please, you must come back with us and finish what you began. I will speak with Lord Vothra and vouch for your character. I'm sure we can smooth over any hard feelings. I'm sorry, Lady Kai. There are more important matters to which I must attend. More important? What could be more important than enjoying the days we have left to us to the fullest? Pray press me no further. We are leaving, but I would not presume to take the garment you were so kind to procure for me. One moment. I wouldn't hear of it. Keep the clothes, you silly boy. I insist. And I shall make arrangements so that you can pass through the gate without casting a stir. I expect you to come and visit. I will return, I promise you that. The outrage I witnessed must not go unanswered. The next time we meet, I shall be better prepared to confront the corruption which hides behind the glittering facade. Does that mean I can go back and attune to that before we leave? It's gonna be difficult trying to come back here with the long way. Speak with Alphina on the crack-shelled beach. Just because we're short on time. Nope, not that one. Alright, good night. At least there wasn't any side quests in there that we had to do. Be a little difficult going back in there, I imagine. Oh, hey, look, striking dummies for practice. Oh, we got the twins back together. Ow. Thank you, my friend, for staying at my side through this whole sordid endeavor. Whilst not the joyous outcome I had hoped for, our efforts have nevertheless answered a great many questions. Suffice it to say, our plans for saving the first are unlikely to involve the aid of Lord Vothra and his subjects. Come, we must speak with the Exarch and chart a new course. This is far from over. It's refreshing. Mm-hmm. I think so. So far, so good. Now we get to see the twins back together again. It's good to be back amongst friends. Not to mention my dear sister. I have not seen her for some time, but I gather she is as keen to press on with our plans as I am. And you've seen a lot of the first yourself now, more than enough to appreciate the scale of the obstacles we face. Let us lay our discoveries before the Exarch and discuss what must be done. The Light Wardens, level 71. Any disciple of war or magic excluding limited jobs. Back to the inn. Oh, yes. So, there's going to be a lot of craziness going on in this world, I can already tell. Oh, look, Serena! Save there. And I'm probably gonna start doing, like, working these side quests as I get in queue for things, just to kind of combine the effort of getting rid of them and still getting the main roulettes done for the day. So, yep. 17 classes to get to 71. Yeah. And or Gunbreaker. And Pally. So. Dun, 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 dun. That's an interesting introduction to the world. Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this goes. So, alright, so we'll wrap this up. 3 hours. I'll work on getting videos uploaded, because I got a lot to upload, plus I still got a Resident Evil play to do. And, yeah, so, more Final Fantasy will pick up on next Monday. Hopefully we'll have everything go. We'll try and do, as many of the level 71 quests as possible. And if not, we'll just try and break that up into 2 days and maybe do half and half. We'll see what we can work out. But, and hopefully I'll have my Streamlabs worked out by then, so you can actually hear Rain, because he's got some interesting thought processes on this. So until next time, I will see you guys a little bit later here very, very soon for Resident Evil Tuesday.